this for over a year now, which is crazy to me, and I'm really gonna miss it. There are books coming out where I will be doing like a monster manual video, because we are being given some more monsters in future books, so I will be doing videos on those like I did my dragons one, but I will be doing it very much in the same style of the monster manual, so we have got some of those that we'll get once those books are released. But it is time to say goodbye to the actual monster manual. I have collated the X, Y and Z together because there really isn't that many of each. The Zs are pretty much all one monster, and I'm sure you can guess what that is. But there's some funky ones in this final section that I've never heard of or come across myself, so that's exciting. It's a really nice one to end on. We've got some really interesting things to cover in our final monster manual video, but it is, like I said, very bittersweet. I'm looking forward to moving on to something new. I have something I'm really looking forward to doing. It is a D&D book that I'll be covering, so I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on that and dive into it. I'll leave you guessing what that is. Pop a comment beneath the video, let me know what you think I might be covering next. But without further ado, let's head into our final monster manual section and really relish this final video. So to start today's video, we have a very, very interesting creature here, the Xorn, which essentially, I have never come across this before. It just looks essentially like a rock formation come to life, with many, many limbs here, this singular eye, and its crowning feature by the looks of it is just this giant mouth encircled by all these sharp teeth. I presume by the art here and by what I can see here that its main focus is food of some sort. I do really like the setting of this in this very crystally cave. Yes, a very unique and interesting looking creature, this one. Xorn, treasure devouring glutton. Well, there's our descriptor confirming what I thought there. Habitat, underdark, planar elemental plane of earth. On the elemental plane of earth, Xorn roam in search of meals they consider delicacies, gems, crystals, and veins of precious metals. For Xorn, the elemental plane of earth presents an endless buffet. Those that find their way to the material plane discover that most worlds are culinary wastelands. These Xorn scour subterranean depths, consuming whatever sparse gems or ores they find. This might bring them into conflict with miners or others who hide their treasures underground. Xorn have 3 eyes, 3 arms, and 3 legs, arranged around their trilaterally symmetrical frames. At the top of their bodies is a toothy maw that's equally capable of crushing minerals and dangerous creatures. Xorn move through the earth magically, leaving no tunnel or sign of their passage. Rapt gourmands, Xorn focus on their next meals. They care little for living creatures and avoid harming them when possible. They know others also covet the earth's treasures, and they're not above bargaining for their next meals. Xorn might share their knowledge of the Underdark in exchange for snacks of gems, choose a result from the Xorn delicacies table to inspire a Xorn's favourite fare. The Xorn craves 1. Adamantine or mithril. 2. Coins minted by a long-dead empire. 3. Fossils or petrified wood. 4. A gem that's part of a magic item. 5. The keystone of a great arch or bridge. 6. Parts of a galabdur or stone column. 7. A piece of a meteor or moon. And 8. The stone crowning a mountain peak. Some of these are quite limiting for the poor Xorn. 5. The keystone of a great arch or bridge. Xorn, medium elemental, neutral. AC 19, HP 84, speed 20 feet, burrow 20 feet, and initiative +0. Its scores here. Skills. Immunities, poison, paralyzed, petrified, and poisoned. Its senses here. Languages, primordial, Terran, and challenge rating. Its traits, Earth Glide. The Xorn can burrow through non-magical, unworked earth and stone. While doing so, the Xorn doesn't disturb the material it moves through. And treasure sense. The Xorn can pinpoint the location of precious metals and stones within 60 feet of itself. You just know that someone, somewhere out there, has tried to use the Xorn for its treasure sense, and I'm just imagining someone trying to control the Xorn to do that. I know that they can bargain for their next meal, but I can imagine someone trying to entrap it and use it as an essential slave, and I do wonder how well that would go. Actions. Multi-attack. Bite, dealing 17 piercing damage. And claw, dealing 8 slashing damage. And a bonus action charge. The Xorn moves up to its speed or burrow speed straight towards an enemy it can sense. We move on to another very recognizable creature in mythology here, the Yeti. Though a very fearsome take on this, you can see these very muscular arms ending in these look like frozen claws. You can see it howling or growling here, and these glowing blue eyes, clearly very aggressive. Yetis, chilling stalkers of the frozen wilds. Habitat, Arctic, across alpine extremes and frozen frontiers. Yetis hunt those that trespass in their territories. I actually think that's across alpine extremes, but I see that word and just think alpine because of Formula 1. Reclusive and merciless, they resemble giant apes with pale fur and ram-like horns. Yetis easily blend in with snow and icy cliffs, revealing themselves with blood-chilling howls just before striking with their icy claws. frequented by traders and herders to pick off unsuspecting prey. Yetis make their homes in icy caves near frozen peaks and at extremes where few dare to travel. Yeti, large monstrosity, chaotic evil. AC 12, HP 51, speed 40 feet, climb 40 feet, and initiative +1. Its scores here: skills, immunities, cold, senses, languages, Yeti, and challenge rating. Traits: fear of fire. If the Yeti takes fire damage, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the end of its next turn. Actions: multi-attack, claw, dealing 7 slashing damage +3 cold damage. Ice throw, dealing 6 bludgeoning damage and 2 cold damage. And chilling gaze, Constitution saving throw DC 13. One creature the Yeti can see within 30 feet. One creature the Yeti can see within 30 feet. Failure, 5 cold damage, and the target has the paralyzed condition until the start of the Yeti's next turn, unless the target has immunity to cold damage. Success. The target is immune to the chilling gaze of all Yetis, but not Abominable Yetis, for 1 hour. Abominable Yeti. Giants, even among their own intimidating kind, Abominable Yetis are stronger and bloodthirstier than their kin. They claim whole regions as their hunting grounds, and they might track trespassers for days. On sighting prey, Abominable Yetis fling boulders of ice and snow before closing to finish foes. In addition to their icy claws and gaze, they can exhale a blast of Arctic cold. Abominable Yetis dwell in frigid ruins or the deserted lairs of other monsters atop infamous peaks. I believe this must be on the other page. Yes, here it is in all its glory, just as fearsome as the other one with those frozen claws and its horns, but infinitely bigger, ready to hurl this giant snowball. I think you can see maybe some kind of giant over here in the corner. Abominable Yeti. Huge monstrosity, chaotic evil. AC 15. HP 137. Speed 40 feet. Climb 40 feet. Initiative +4. Its scores here. Skills. Immunities. Senses. Languages. And challenge rating. Traits: fear of fire again. And actions: multi-attack. Claw, dealing 14 slashing damage +7 cold damage. Ice throw, dealing 12 bludgeoning damage +7 cold damage. That chilling gaze again here. And cold breath, recharge 6, Constitution saving throw DC 18. Each this very, very unique and interesting creature here, the Yochlol. I have never encountered this one myself. I have never even, I think this might be the first time I've even seen it. So this is incredibly interesting. It's clearly sort of, it looks to be some kind of, poisoned tree, some kind of necrotic tree maybe. It looks very sort of trunk-like here and very root-like down here, but there's a lot of squiggly appendages on here, and even creepier, you can see all of its insides. These look like organs here, with this one staring eye. Yochlol, demon of depraved will, habitat, planar abyss. Yochlols embody the pernicious will and infectious philosophies of the abyss. In their rarely seen true forms, these noxious manipulators appear as ever-shifting masses of dripping tentacles and toxic flesh crowned by a single baleful eye. So definitely not tree-like at all. More often though, Yochlols take the form of spiders or zealous cultists. And to be fair, we can see some spiders in the background here. They use manipulative magic and dangerous rhetoric to spread demonic cults, corrupt the righteous, and further the plots of their fiendish overlords. They relish coercing the unwitting into furthering demonic plots and turning mortals against one another. Most Yochlols serve Loth. The demon queen of spiders claims all Yochlols as minions and orders any Yochlols that disagree destroyed. In rare cases, Yochlols might serve other demon lords, particularly manipulative or changeable ones like Grast, Dupliex, and Zuktmoi. Despite their service to demon lords, Yochlols harbour their own vicious whims and ambitions. They might claim to speak for their overlords to further their own ambitions, or seek to reveal rival selfish goals to gain standing with their demonic masters. And then a very, very big stat block here. Yochlol, medium fiend, demon, chaotic evil. AC 15, HP 153, speed 30 feet, climb 30 feet, and initiative +8. Its scores here. Skills. Resistances, cold, fire and lightning. Immunities, poison and poisoned. Senses. Languages, abyssal, elvish and undercommon. And challenge rating. Traits, demonic restoration. If the Yochlol dies outside the abyss, its body dissolves, and it gains a new body instantly, reviving with all its hit points in the abyss. Magic resistance, spider climb, and web walker. The Yochlol ignores movement restrictions caused by webs. Its actions here: multi-attack, caustic lash, dealing 25 acid damage, and spellcasting, using charisma as the ability score. reaction, shapeshift. The Yochlol shapeshifts into a medium humanoid or a medium spider, or back into its true form. Its game statistics are the same in each form. Any equipment it is wearing or carrying isn't transformed. And a reaction, toxic escape. Trigger, the Yochlol is hit by an attack roll. Response, the Yochlol halves the attack's damage to itself, round down. And it teleports to an unoccupied space it can see within 30 feet of itself. Constitution saving throw, DC 15. Each creature within 5 feet of the Yochlol's destination space. Failure. The target has the poisoned condition until the end of its next turn. While poisoned, it has the incapacitated condition. Next up, we have 2 double-page spreads on the Yuan-ti. So here we have pictured Yuan-ti infiltrators, perfectly demonstrating their magic here. Their skin, their snake-like skin and nature, unlike the snake-like patterns that you can clearly see on this one. We have a number of Yuan-ti Malison types over here, type 1 and type 2, which we will get into later. Yuan-ti, power-hungry serpentine conspirators. Habitat, desert, forest, swamp, urban. Exploiting pacts with sinister supernatural forces, Yuan-ti bargain away their humanity for the lethality. I think I'm pronouncing that right. For the lethality and predatory deviousness of serpents. From hidden bastions, they manipulate rulers and the wealthy, seeking to control the world. Many Yuan-ti possess venomous magic, which often manifests as fangs or striking serpents. Yuan-ti have human-like forms with a variety of horrifying serpentine transformations. Some have a scattering of reptilian scales, while others are giants that are more snake than human. Typically, the more snake-like Yuan-ti are, the greater esteem they hold among their kind. Yuan-ti might gain their reptilian features through dangerous supernatural rites. Roll on or choose a result from the Yuan-ti transformations table to inspire how Yuan-ti obtain their serpentine aspects. Yuan-ti transformations. A Yuan-ti gained its snake features from 1. Bargaining parts of its soul to a pantheon of serpentine demigods. 2. A curse laid on its people in the distant past. 3. The dream venom of Mershulk, a slumbering snake god. 4. Experiments by spirit nagas or other Yuan-ti. 5. A ritual involving the skin of a fiendish snake. And 6. Trials to excise its weak human parts. So first up, the Yuan-ti infiltrator. Infiltrators can pass as human, their serpentine features limited to scaly skin, forked tongues, and other minor or internal transformations. enemies insinuate themselves among their rivals, manipulating others and making foes vulnerable to the plots of more powerful Yuan-ti. You'll have to excuse me, I've got a very itchy eye and it is driving me slightly insane. That's better. Yuan-ti infiltrator, medium monstrosity, neutral evil. AC 11, HP 40, speed 30 feet, initiative +1. Its scores here. Skills. Immunities, poison and poisoned. Senses. Languages, abyssal, common, draconic, and challenge rating. Traits, they have magic resistance. And actions, multi-attack, scimitar dealing 4 slashing damage, poison ray dealing 9 poison damage, and spell casting using wisdom as the ability score, at will, animal friendship, snakes only, and 2 per day, suggestion. Yuan-ti Malisons. Malisons exhibit snake-like features that make them deadly in combat. 3 general types exist. Type 1. These Malisons have human bodies and the heads of giant venomous snakes. Type 2. These Malisons have human bodies, but they've replaced their arms with snakes. Seems slightly impractical, I won't lie. And type 3. These Malisons are human from the waist up, but below that extend the coils of a giant snake. I think if I was going to choose a type, it would be type 3. That's a lot more reminiscent of general Nagas. You have the snake-like bottom part and the human-like top part, and I think that would be the most practical, but let me know in the comments which type you would prefer. So as you can see, we've got type 1 and type 2 on this page, and type 3 will be on the next. Yuan-ti Malison type 1. So this is the one pictured here with that human body and the big snake-like head. Or, in fact, it's not even snake-like, it is just a snake head. Medium monstrosity, neutral evil. AC 12, HP 66, speed 30 feet, climb 30 feet but snake form only, and initiative +2. Its scores here. Skills. Immunities, poison and poisoned. Senses. Languages, abyssal, common and draconic. And challenge rating. That same trait, magic resistance. And its actions here. Multi-attack. Bite, dealing 5 piercing damage and 7 poison damage. Poison ray in Yuan-ti form only, which deals 12 poisoning damage. And spell casting in Yuan-ti form only, again with wisdom as the spell casting ability. At will, animal friendship, snakes only, and 2 per day suggestion. Bonus action shapeshift. The Yuan-ti shapeshifts into a medium snake or returns to its true form. If it dies, it stays in its current form. The Yuan-ti's game statistics are the same in each form except where noted, and any ability scores, its skills, immunities, AC, everything is the same, except it just doesn't have that poison ray, and its bite deals a couple of extra poison damage. We have the final Yuan-ti Malison type here, type 3, with its powerful magic here. Malisons possess deadly venom, which some manipulate into magical strikes. They can also shapeshift into snakes, helping them to position themselves for surprise attacks or to slither away with nary a trace. Great magic, twisted and corrupted, malice beyond reckoning, flesh reshaped, becoming serpentine horrors. Last message of Sorrel Venil, explorer of the labyrinth of madness. Now once again, all of these scores are the same as types 1 and 2, the same trait magic resistance, but some different actions here because of the different type, the different body type. Multi-attack, poison burst, 1D form only, dealing 12 poison damage, and constrict here, strength saving through DC 13, one medium or smaller creature within 5 feet. Failure, 21 bludgeoning damage. The target has the grappled condition, escape DC 13, and it has the restrained condition until the grapple ends. The same spell casting and that same shapeshift here, so all very, very similar. It sort of just comes down to the body type itself and just a little bit of the actions. And so moving on to the Yuan-ti Abomination here, and this has just almost become the supreme snake, but just with added arms here. Everything else you can see, it's fully the body of a snake, it's the head of a snake. The only addition to show that it was formerly some kind of human is those arms. Yuan-ti abominations have traded away nearly all evidence of their humanity, coming to resemble giant upright serpents with scaly arms and hands. In battle, they relish opportunities to crush foes in their powerful coils or strike with their venomous fangs. These abominations can also shapeshift into snakes. In these forms, abominations are indistinguishable from normal serpents. The threat of Yuan-ti abominations stems not from their physical might, but from their cunning. These masterminds often lead cult-like cells of other Yuan-ti and direct them in enacting elaborate conspiracies. Abominations avoid jeopardizing themselves, typically scheming from hidden bastions where they're protected by Yuan-ti and serpent guardians. These cold-hearted leaders have a unique understanding of the supernatural forces that grant Yuan-ti their powers, and they usually have insidious magical traps and contingencies at their disposal. Yuan-ti abomination, large monstrosity, neutral evil, AC 15, HP 127, speed 40 feet, climb 30 feet, and initiative +6. Its scores here, and significantly higher than these. Skills, immunities, poison and poisoned, senses, its actions here. Multi-attack. Bite, dealing 11 piercing damage plus 10 poison damage. Constrict, strength saving throw DC 15. One large or smaller creature within 5 feet. Failure, 28 bludgeoning damage. The target has the grappled condition, escape DC 14, and it has the restrained condition. Until the grapple ends. Success, half damage only. Poison spray, recharge on 5 to 6. Constitution saving throw DC 14. Each creature in a 30-foot cone. Failure, 21 poison damage. And the target has the poisoned condition until the end of the Yuan-ti's next turn. While poisoned, the target has the blinded condition. Success, half damage only. And spellcasting, the same as before, but 3 per day is now suggestion, and shapeshift once again. So quite a bulky section there. And we come to our final spread and our final monster of the Monster Manual series here. And we finish on an iconic one, zombies, and a number of examples of zombies here. A tiefling tries to hide in the midst of a zombie horde. Quite difficult to do, I would imagine. I love how you can see the worry on the tiefling's face. We have a zombie here, a regular zombie, and some kind of either mutant zombie or a more bestial zombie here. We have an ogre zombie here just towering above. And then very sinister in the background, this beholder zombie, which infinitely more terrifying than a regular beholder, I'm sure. I like how each of its eye stalks ends in almost like a blinded looking eye. Zombies, relentless reanimated corpses. Habitat, planar, Shadowfell, Underdark, and Urban. Zombies are unthinking, reanimated corpses, often gruesomely marred by decay and lethal traumas. They serve whatever supernatural force animates them, typically evil necromancers or fiendish spirits. Zombies are relentless, merciless, and resilient, and their dead flesh can carry on even after suffering grievous wounds. While they can follow simple orders, they rely on primal drives rather than thought. They fulfill commands by working tirelessly or battering through foes, but they are easily stymied by barriers or unexpected circumstances. Zombies are usually created from humanoid corpses, but the remains of other creatures can also become zombies. Such monstrous zombies might possess the strength they had in life, or a measure of their supernatural abilities, but they employ such abilities haphazardly at best. Starting with the zombie. Humanoid zombies usually serve as guardians, servants, or soldiers for evil magic users. In rare cases, foul magic might result in widespread reanimation of the dead, unleashing hordes of zombies to terrorize the living. Zombie, medium undead, neutral evil. understands common plus one other language but can't speak. And challenge rating. Traits: undead fortitude. If damage reduces the zombie to 0 hit points, it makes a constitution saving throw DC 5 plus the damage taken, unless the damage is radiant or from a critical hit. On a successful save, the zombie drops to 1 hit point instead. And its single action here is Slam, dealing 5 bludgeoning damage. Next up, the Ogre Zombie. Ogre zombies serve as tireless labour and undying weapons of war. These massive zombies possess the size and strength to break through barriers that repel smaller zombies. Ogre Zombie. Large undead, neutral evil. AC 8. HP 85. Speed 30 feet. Initiative -2. Its scores here. Immunities: poison, exhaustion and poisoned. Senses. Languages: understands common and giant but can't speak. And challenge rating. Same trait as before, undead fortitude and action Slam, but dealing 13 bludgeoning damage this time. And then of course the Beholder Zombie. Zombies animated from the corpses of beholders retain some use of those monsters' magical eye stalks. These hovering corpses rely on their magic to destroy impediments and paralyze foes, allowing them to savage foes with their rotting maws. Magic using beholders typically raise these abominations from the corpses of defeated rivals. Beholder Zombie. Large undead, neutral evil. AC 15. HP 93. Speed 5 feet. Fly 20 feet. And initiative -1. Its scores here. Immunities: poison, exhaustion, poisoned and prone. Senses. Languages: understands deep speech and undercommon but can't speak. And challenge rating. That same trait of undead fortitude, but a number more actions. Multi-attack. Bite, dealing 16 piercing damage. And its eye rays. The zombie randomly shoots one of the following magical rays at a target it can see within 120 feet of itself. Roll a 1d4. Re-roll if the zombie has already used that ray during this turn. 1. Paralyzing ray. Constitution saving throw DC 14. Failure. The target has the paralyzed condition and repeats the save at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. After 1 minute, it succeeds automatically. 2. Fear Ray. Wisdom saving throw DC 14. Failure. 13 psychic damage, and the target has the frightened condition until the end of its next turn. Enervation Ray number 3. Constitution saving throw DC 14. Failure. 10 necrotic damage, and the target has the poisoned condition until the end of its its next turn. While poisoned, the target can't regain hit points. Success, half damage only. And 4. Disintegration Ray. Dexterity saving throw DC 14. Failure, 27 force damage. If the target is a non-magical object or a creation of magical force, a 10-foot cube of it disintegrates into dust. Success, half damage. Failure or success. If the target is a creature and this damage reduces it to 0 hit points, it disintegrates into dust. Then, by a spectacular crack of lightning, the figures came into view, moving slowly toward the village. Over driving winds a voice cried out, "The dead come for Maraid Tarascon, an army of the walking dead." Account of the Night of the Walking Dead. And there we have it. The final Monster Manual video has come to an end. We finished on some very, very interesting monsters. That Xorn was super interesting, and obviously we had 2 very big spreads, the Yuan-ti and the zombies, which were really fun to dive into to see the different kinds. Thank you so much for being with me through this Monster Manual series. I've really, really enjoyed making this type of video. I enjoy reading through them. I love experiencing these monsters brand new with you, because there are plenty I've either never heard of before or never come across, and it's really meant a lot to me having you guys support this series. Every comment, every like, every view just fills me with so much joy, and it makes me, it really spurs me on to do these. I would be doing them anyway, but it's really nice that you all receive it so well. So thank you so much for being